We start with 1 hour chart. I just want to give a quick update. Uh, if you refer to our analysis, in my last video, we mentioned if we are more interested to look for buy, and we were looking for the reversal, but the question was how deep it can be. Even if we mentioned this one can drop and even break, take 0 points this line and even break that. Okay, as we can see, this is what how it was dropping. That's why I was keep mentioning if we wants to look for buy, we have to get the trade set up because the way it's moving, the way it's correcting this coin is really, I mean, it followed the deep correction with a sharp move. Okay, and that's why when the price we get this move from here, we mentioned we have to be aware about 1 2 3 as a last wave in relative to this for one more drop. Exactly, this is what we get. I was keep mentioning we can get the drop, even the price may doesn't retest the low, but we will have to get the down move before we get the continuation. Okay, we had all explanation about this, and right now we want to see what's the next. Okay, from now, any reversal for buy, we will be more interested because already we get one last wave and also we get a correction here. I'm not waiting for the price to retest. Technically, we have to wait for the price to drop, retest the previous low, but we don't need to wait for that. As long as we get this down move, any reversal from now, we will take the trade. And one thing we need to know about this coin, the way it's moving is really corrective. We have this kind of the charts for other coins. When we have this kind of the corrective move, every time they start to move uptrend, it will be really sharp and it's easily they can reverse. And that's why for any trade setup, any buy setup we get, we take it. But if this is not moving, we take out the trade, we wait for the next trade. Because one of them it will move, and if it move, we won't like the first move will be really sharp that we won't be able even to get. I mean, when it start, we cannot get the trade. Okay, this is what I want to say, that similar to what we get here. Because we have been looking for the trade from here. As we can see, we get the sharp, let's start to cut it. Sharp, even the reverse. That's why for any of this trade, we had entry above this, above the top. Because we couldn't get the trade set up. All right, this is what I want to say. Because the way is correct, the way it's moving is really corrective. Okay, but every time we get any sharp move, it followed by the deep correction, deep correction, deep correction. Okay, now how we can look for trade? First of all, we start with higher time frame. We have been looking for this down move. And when we get this sharp, I mentioned similar to what we get here, we can expect the price to drop. All right, but still we're looking for buy. Daily chart doesn't give me any trade setup. When I move to forward chart, all right, we have been looking for this differently. Either 1 2 3, this is the start of the up move, or we mentioned we can put these two relative to each other for one more drop. All right, this is what we get. Any reversal from now, we will take the trade. Okay, but we should be aware of that. Still, we can expect this one can drop, even break the previous low, the lowest price for this correction. That's why any trade setup for buy we need to get the sharp move, not the corrective move. But and right now we don't have any trade setup based on forward chart. How about if I move to 1 hour chart? How we can look for trade? All right, and what I can see here, I don't think we are more interested to look. I mean, we are not looking for the sell. Any sell will be a short-term trade. For me, if I want to look for sell, if this one turn to a deeper correction and if like, I will take it as a short term. But right now, I'm looking for buy. And if I want to look for buy, at least we need to get the sharp move flag. Right now, if there is a continuation, any correction flag, we can consider to look for buy. Okay, and the second, I mean, this is the first option, and the second option is still we can keep our entry above this, which is 0.0, which is 0.00775, somewhere around that, above this correction. In case the price sharply reverse, we will have the trade. But we be prefer to get the trade set up now. We want to see whether this is the start of the up move. We can get the correction of like to look for trade or not. Okay, but simply we cannot buy. We have to get the trade set up. And if this one give us one more drop, as we mentioned, still we can expect this one turn to a deeper correction. If this one give us one more drop with the pre-code of previous low, then maybe we can shift the entry above this. Every time we will have this entry. As long as this one is dropping, we will have this entry. Because if there is a reversal, we catch the trade. But we should, uh, watch out it. We should monitor it. Because what we want the price break and continue. We don't want the price tag and we get the trade in reverse. By the way, having entry above the top is really risky. It depends on the traders. Okay. Anyway, still we can expect this one turn to a deeper correction, but we are not really interested to look for sell. We're really looking for buy and we want to get a sharp move. All right. And the only times we can look for sell, as I mentioned, if this one turn to a deeper correction following by a flag. But right now, we want to see whether we can get the current correction here for buy or not. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share.